young men who live in a part of the refugee camp in Budumuram, Kaswa, believed to be a haven for criminals, have revealed that some people sometimes come to lure them with money to engage in nefarious activities on their behalf. But they say that they always report to the police. Many have attributed the increasing crime rate in Kaswa and its environs to the refugee camp, which was supposed to be a safe space for people who fled the war in Liberia several years ago. As part of our series highlighting the insecurity situation in Kaswa, Maxwell Agbaba spent a day there. Here is his report.
It is a hot afternoon and I'm in the alleyways of a part of the refugee camp where many consider to be the den of criminals. Only young people seem to live here. Their lifestyle possibly earned the place that negative tag. Here, I've met Yusuf Haruna, considered by his peers as the unofficial king of the central region. He says he does not dispute the claim that some criminals use the camp as a hideout, but says there are some good people who live here. He says he once reported a pregnant woman who came to the camp to hire hitmen to kill a pastor in Swidru.
My name is Yusuf Haruna, also known as alias Adolf Hitler, the HF boss, the king of Central. We love the street, you know, we love the street. So, and with our contribution on the streets, we say we deserve to be a Central king. It's not a really criminals can be there. If criminals in the camp, if it's 100%, and the criminals are in the camp, they will not reach 2%. Yes, they will not reach 2%. But because we are in the camp, and we know what is going on in the camp, you see, because we experience more cases a lot. And if they say some criminals come from some place to camp, you believe it because I remember that can some years ago, we hear say some criminal is wanted at Kumasi, but will later on catch me here, give the police at regional. So that shows that maybe somebody can do something from some place and run to the camp. That one there is true. You can't doubt about it. We can know. You see, we can see because they don't write a criminal name for his head. So we can't know that this one is a criminal unless we get notice. When we get notice, which we try to see the person, that one will help. The police will fish him out. Even sometimes some people use to come and find people's here to go and rob. Yeah, because what I'm saying something by experience. Yeah, by what I experience and what I see. You understand? I'm coming to give you some small this thing. That was like 3 or 4 years ago. I was here where one boy came to me, said, oh, was some woman come here, say, she said for guys. Why say me they bring the woman? As they bring the woman, as he see me as a Rasta man, he say, no, she can tell me her problem. So this one is a pregnant woman, and she tell me that she need a boys, make they go rob one man at Sodru. You know, easy, at Sodru, with that man, they make a service and loan. You understand? So I hear that matter, I shock. Understand? Because I shock as a pregnant woman who get that mind. But she from Sodru. You understand? But she pass everywhere. I be camp. She come. So as she come, me too, I make she sit down. I interview, say, oh, the man get money and thing. But for go rob, if you rob him, how many percent we go give her and we too how much we go take? That make she know that me I no get see, but I get my senior man. If he didn't get see, anything the man go talk. If you go do, they are go call one policeman. The policeman dress like we normal street boys. The policeman can't listen to the woman, everything. What the woman tell me, she say it again in the front of. When later she even say the man is a pastor, he's a man of God. If you rob the man and we will not kill the man will later come and find out that if she is the one who made the rob him. Serious. Wow. Yeah. So if you rob the man, finish for kill the man. The policeman I bring make it like you might see that will say, oh yeah. So later the man tell the woman say, you make we come through in the night to come and complete the mission. Where the man goes. So as she was going, Then they will bring police people, they'll be the police people make what catch her. Later they call them out, said, he come. You see, they were my shock. He said, this girl, I help her a lot. I even rent room for her. But see where the woman, she from Swedru. So just see if like, the reason why I make they even catch her, I can disgrace her and do anything she go, but maybe she will take the thing to different place. And maybe if she know me the right person, that person must do it. So I have to make police to make her to arrest her there, to put her. They even take her to the court of law. We will go make witness against that girl. You understand? Well, by that thing, so the people, they are 1-2 from Ashama. 1-2 from Ashama. They come and they say they take money from Burkina Faso with iron rods. The money is about 800 million. Boys will go and make what to go. I see, so you from Tema, connect somebody for Kaswa right now. You come camp with the need boys. So no worry. That one to make police people arrest them. They take them to court.
Mubarak Hamidu lives at the refugee camp.
Yeah, if criminals are here, our boss, our leader, where they control here, you know, go allow. Yeah, our leader, you know, go allow. But anything bad, anything they do bad from another place, when they pass here, they will say camp. Oh yeah, okay. Here they will smoke. No be here, only here safe. All over the world they smoke. But we everybody knows say camp. But if bad thing go happen for some place, they go talk say the camp. See the 3 days today or last 2 weeks, somebody go steal for Opekuma side. They say the camp. We there, we don't see too. Our brothers say they smoke joint to cigarettes. You know with them they legalize cigarettes. If they smoke cigarettes, they search and don't see nothing, they catch them. You go pay 1,500 where he come. He sleep there like 2 weeks or 1 week. Why he come? Because our behavior, how we behave. I don't know how we behave because we know that we behave normal life. But them they think bad. Yeah, but they get bad man for us. Yeah. Because we do Rasta. Yeah.
We buy 7 minutes can't we sack you minutes long time. Those minutes they don't long this minutes. Now they sack you minutes long time.
I'm generous night scatter door to door. If they see criminal inside camp, them say make they talk out. If they see even S-beat for camp here, make they talk out. Camp, you don't get bad. You know be bad about them. They think every day they think bad. If bad day here, the bad person, you know they stay here. If from some place where you can't do bad here. No, if you finish the bad thing, no, you go. But anything they will say the camp because the camp, we know from I don't know how to say from today another street to our lane. We know we dey like brothers.
We know our face.
Yeah, if you see different faces among us, if you see different faces among, you know, say this guy, you don't know how he informat. Yeah.
It's not true. It's not everybody that is living here who are criminal.
Kelvin Jackson is an ex-convict. He was jailed for 10 years. He's Liberian and has lived in Ghana for 24 years. He says just like any other community, there's some bad residents amongst them.
It's true that everywhere have a bad people and good people. It's the same condition we're facing here. Here we have good people, we have bad people. And you I give the place to from the beginning has no power. You're a specialist. And why is it always things happening? You people always saying Liberia come. Things happen on the come does not make it Liberian. It's not us. We're not aggressive. We womanizer. Him some colors. We love women's. Women's love our boys. Ghanaian men love our girls. But why is it always? Why is it? You people come on this camp and you people can cut those people who are strangers on this camp. Always cutting us. Me like this, okay, good. If I can smoke, do I know the way from here to the farm? I'm a foreigner. Do I move from here to go for the smoke? It's bad.
Yeah.
There are too many nationalities in this place and I'm pissed up with it. I'm the founder of this camp. Why are you bringing too many people in my camp and always running into me. Stop bringing too many different people in my camp. And me, the Liberian, please leave me out of this. I don't kill, I don't murder, I'm not a murderer. I'm here by conducive, by the government of this country, I'm here. I'm waiting for time, by United Nations, I'm here. I'm not living by myself. I'm not here, but if you just tell me today, go home, I'll go home. I will not be here because I don't have my will. But why is it always they're running into us? They're running into us, the mercy is bad.
Okay, sure. Thank you, Gaza.
It's better you know the thief. It's better you go for the robber. It's better you go for those people who put a knife on their side. It's better you go for those people who are taking people for granted. I'm in Ghana. I'm a live by the constitution and the constitution of this country. I'm not a joking man. Ghanaian government shouldn't take Liberian nationality for joke.
Sometimes when I listen to those names, it is unfortunate for those who are saying it. The fact is that we've been here for 30 years, and Liberians are peace-loving people. We fear war, that is what we are here. So we see no reasons of engaging ourselves into things that are not good. That is why when you came and I said, let's go to where the problems are, where they say the problem are. And you have spoken to those of them that are here. And 90% of them here are Ghanaian. Now, we encourage them to come here. And we are not into anything that is bad for the scam. Liberians live and go on the 18, we drink our alcohol, and that is all for all. So if I hear people saying criminals are on Buduburan camp, something is unfortunate. There are criminals in Kaswa, criminals in Accra, criminals in Ashama, criminals in Fete. But the way Buduburan name is going, we are not happy as the leaders of the Liberian people here. And we have been crying. And most unfortunate for our people, when the police come here, the innocents will be arrested. And I can say that for free. The police know the criminal. They know who they are, and they know where to find them. But they will be coming here, coming after innocent Liberian people. So we have appealing that let them stop those things. Let them go after those people that think that they are criminal. But you'll be patrolling Buduburan. Somebody who's from the market going home to go and cook, you arrest them. Take them to police. Somebody who's keeping that drug, you don't know what they're keeping that drug for, you say they are criminal. So let them post up all the things. We are not criminal. We are peace-loving people.
Now, police in the Western region has confirmed the death of a man who was shot by robbers at Amanfo in Takoradi on Monday. The victim, Charles Kwache, who was buying some building materials with his wife, had parked near the Anaje bus station when they were accosted by 6 armed men on motorbikes. DSP Olivia Adiku is Western Regional Police Public Relations Officer.
Yesterday at about 2:45 p.m., we received information that a couple had been shot at Amanfo, a suburb of Takoradi. We went to the scene. Information we got was that they've been sent to hospital. We followed up to the hospital, and when we got to the hospital, we found a male adult, age about 61, who was later identified as Charles Kwache, lying dead with gunshot wounds on the right chest. We also met the wife, who was later identified as Monica Enda, also about 45 years old. She had cuts on the face and she was being attended to by the medical personnel at the Takoradi Hospital Casualty Ward. The little investigation so far reveals that Charles Kwache and the wife Monica Enda are Ghanaians who are residents in Switzerland. That 2 weeks ago they came to Ghana for holidays, and they have a building project at Mpenti, also a suburb of Sekendi. And yesterday they went to Amanfo to purchase building materials for their project. So while they were parked by one of the roads within the Amanfo area, they were attacked by 6 armed robbers on board 2 unregistered motorbikes. They went straight to the car and demanded for their bag. The bag contained 6,000 CFA, 50 euros, 80 Swiss francs, and 12,700 Ghana cedis. A struggle ensued between Mr. Charles Kwache and one of the armed robbers. In the process, he was shot. He was immediately sent to hospital, but unfortunately.
Well, let's head to the Western region and get some more details on this particular story. Correspondent Natalia Kwanza is joining us with the details. Ina, what kind of injuries did the victim's wife sustain?
Well, Gifty, on her face there are cuts, and then at her lower lip there is also a cut there. So basically, she was injured on her face.
How is she doing? Were you able to interact with her?
Well, Gifty, she's unable to speak right now because she's traumatized, but she's receiving treatment and recovering, but she's unable to speak to anyone at the moment.
Did you realize, or do we know where exactly she was shot?
Well, Gifty, she was not shot, but according to eyewitness, because I've said earlier that she can't speak for now,
yes,
they said they saw the armed robbers use the back of the rifle they were holding to hit her, whilst they look on without helping her because they were also afraid for their own lives.
That's right. This happened at 1 p.m. in broad daylight near a very busy location. Ina, describe to us the scene of the incident and how the onlookers reacted, apart from, like you said, being afraid for their lives themselves.
Yes, Gifty. So according to onlookers who were around there, they had seen this particular white car we see in our video, this private car. This is what the man and his wife were driving in. So they had seen it drive towards the Kwesimintim taxi station, which is just opposite the Anaje taxi station. And this man has parked behind one of the taxi drivers. So it was the last car. And then immediately they saw these two motorbikes also ride closer to their car, and then they saw a struggle. For some of them, they tell me that they thought it was a movie which was being staged over there. So they saw the struggle. The robbers took their gun and they had 2 gunshots. So from the police too, they said they saw that the man was shot in the chest. So they also in turn went to the woman who was also trying to struggle with them in order to get the bag which contained this money back. So that's exactly what they saw. And then after they had taken the bag which contained this money, these people drove off. I spoke to a resident who says that he tried to follow, but as he tried to follow, there's a popular place in around that vicinity known as Abatan Drugstore. When they got to that place, whilst he was following with a motorbike, the people gave a warning shot and asked, "Do you love your life?" So he said he also got scared, and then he also went to hide. And that was it.
This is the 3rd armed robbery or suspected armed robbery incident in recent times in the area. Is it in a week or in 2? What's the general security situation in Takoradi is like as far as the people describe it? How do they describe it?
Well, this is the 3rd in less than 1 week. The people there say they are scared because this is not something that is being experienced in the Western region. This is very new. But the police PRO says they are going to make sure that they beef up security, and they've assured the public that the security of the people in the Western region is paramount as far as the police command is concerned. Let's take a listen to DSP Oliver Rabnadiko.
The police are not sleeping. We are calling on members of the public to also get us credible information which can lead to the arrest of these people. Takoradi, we've never witnessed such robberies. It's very worrisome, meaning to us, the police in the region. So I wish to assure members of the public that we are putting all measures in place. 1, to ensure that we get the corporate. 2, also to provide security for them, because I know with this incident, people might be worried about their fate when they go to town. I want to assure them that we are working very hard to ensure that we provide the necessary security for them as they go to work, as they go to market, as they go to town to do any business there. But we also want to plead with members of the public to get us information, because looking at what happened yesterday, It was daylight. There were a lot of people there. Anybody who have any little information that might help in getting these people, we will really appreciate it. Thank you.
Olivia Diku there speaks for the Western Region Police Command. Ina, thank you very much. We'll come back to you at 3 p.m. for more details, if there is any other point. Natalia Kwanza is a Western Regional correspondent, bringing us up to speed now. The Bui Power Authority has described as sad and misleading claims that the facility is partly to blame for the current intermittent power supply in the country. Director of Systems Operations at GRICO, Mark Ba, at a news conference last week, attributed the challenge with power supply to inadequate gas supply and shortage of water in the Bui Dam, while updating the country on electricity supply. According to him, the situation had led to the shutdown of Bui during the day. But Bui Power is fighting back and exonerating itself of blame. We have more from Bui shortly, but first, listen to Mark Ba, who explained the challenge with Bui Power earlier.
Currently, we are constructing the Pokwasi substation, the Kaswa substation. These two substations are being funded under the Millennium Challenge Compact 2 projects. So Midday is managing that funding for us. So you have Pokwasi and Kaswa. And then we have projects that are being funded by AFD, Agence Française de Développement. And they are financing major transmission line projects from Tema to Accra and to Malam. We believe that by June, July, when all these projects are being completed, Ghanaians will now enjoy reliable power. But in order for them to be completed, the contractors on these projects have requested for outages. Because as they build, they have to connect it to their current system. So it is just like maybe you've invited an electrician to your house to come and fix some problem, and he comes and says, "Sir, madam, I have to switch off the mains for safe working space. Otherwise, somebody could die." And then madam could say that I'm preparing jollof, so I'm going to blend some tomatoes, so give me 30 minutes. It is the same thing in the larger grade. The contractors have asked for outages between now and July in order to complete the projects. We are talking of 330,000 volts. In our house, we have only 240 volts, and that can even kill. So they will be coming to us to request these outages. And when this happens, we grant them this outage. It means that some of us will have to go off. We are now working with ECG on the quantum of these outages and how long it will take. And we are also discussing with the contractor to, as much as possible, minimize the duration so that we will have the minimum impact of outages on customers.
Well, at that press conference, he makes the point about the capacity of Bui Power. Well, today, the Chief Executive Officer for the 400 megawatt Bui Power facility, Fred Owari, exclusively tells my colleague, Elton Bobby, that the dam is up and running and has never been shut down despite the low level of water.
Let me be bold enough and say that I think GRIDCO has misled the minister in making such a sad statement. Because as we sit here talking right now, Bui is in operation. We have 3 units which work at 133.
It's not true that the water
is not true. It's not. That water has gone down without any doubt whatsoever. But this is not an unforeseen act. We knew this. And last year, when we submitted our supply plan, we indicated quite clearly that this year we will not be able to generate as much as we generated last year. And we'll give them month by month how much we're going to. If there's a problem, let's talk about it. But they can't put it on Bui because we knew last year that the supply plan would be what it is. And so they should have looked at our supply plan and make alternative arrangement to fill in the gap. But to say that there's doing so in Ghana because it's quite misleading. And I think you your own independent
So
investigation. At Bui, we have a 3-year cycle. If you remember, 3 years ago, we actually spilled water for 10 days. And when we calculated, it was something like $600,000 equivalent per day for 10 days, all right? Last year, the rainfall wasn't as good as the previous year. This is the worst for the 3 years. So we expect next year to be much better. These are things which are known and calculated. And we can tell you the amount of energy that will generate next year based on the rainfall patterns. Now, it is for the system operator to say that if I'm looking for, at peak, 2,800 to sustain the system, and a generator number 1, we will give me 90. What's the difference? The 2,710, let me go and look it from somewhere. If you don't go and look for it, and you wait and your light go off and say that it's because of Bui's 90, that's quite misleading.
Fred Owari is head of the Bui Power Authority. Well, still on unstable power supply, an Institute for the Energy Security is projecting a prolonged power outage if the cash flow problems of utilities are not addressed immediately. According to the Electricity Company of Ghana and the Northern Electricity Development Company, are making power losses of about 30%. Parts of Accra and the country experienced power outages yesterday, but the distributors attributed to a fault at Abuaze and Maso transmission line in a statement. Executive Director of the Institute, Nana Amwesi VII, said improvement in the finances of power transmission and distribution is inevitable at this time. Daryl Kwao is standing by. Up next in business, National Food Buffer Stock Company, NAFCO, rejects claims of substituting eggs with mackerel imported from China for the school feeding program.
Hi, good afternoon. Welcome to Business. My name is Daryl Kwao. The National Food Buffer Stock Company, NAFCO, has debunked claims of substituting eggs with mackerel imported from China. According to the CEO, Hanan Abdul Wahab, the company does not supply eggs to schools, hence the allegations are not substantial. This comes on the back of a post on Facebook authored by the Executive Director of Africa Education Watch, Kofi Asare, inferring that senior high schools are not buying eggs because government has contracted a Chinese company to import a mackerel. Here's more in this report.
There have not been any point in our supply process or regime that we have substituted egg for mackerel. Egg and mackerel have been part of the food items that goes to the school since the inception of the free education program, except that mackerel is non-perishable. Egg is perishable. Mackerel is supplied by buffer stock. Egg is supplied by the heads of the schools. Government hasn't done any importation of Chinese mackerel. And besides that, even if there's any importation, do we produce mackerel here that we will be faulted for not purchasing mackerel here locally? In any case, for us, we issue licenses to our suppliers and indicate quality specification of what we need, especially with the ones that come outside the country. It can also be the case that what the gentleman reported is nationwide. It cannot be the case because he has asserted that, yes, he limited his research to some schools in Ashanti region.
Hanan Abdul Wahab revealed that every product supplied to the senior high schools will have an inscription to prevent diversion of state funds.
We have sanctioned that. We are aware of that. That is also another way of preventing diversion of state funds because it shouldn't be sold in the market. We know over the years headmasters have been doing well to help us protect, but some few individuals have proven that we cannot trust them.
He further stated that his outfit has addressed the issue of food shortage in the senior high schools.
So far, there's no any issue about lack of food or shortage of food in the schools. our suppliers have done so well. We have engaged the teacher union. All the unions, we have met them to address the issue. We have identified the problem, and currently all those food items that are difficult to supply, we have addressed all those issues.
Mr. Wahab says the food committee will consider suggestions of embarking on 1 egg per child per day, but farmers should also consider giving their products out on credit.
It's a good suggestion or idea, which I think whatever it is something that will be referred to the food committee, so that the food committee will look at it. But that would not really solve, based on what we are hearing from our poultry farmers, that they have this huge number of eggs in the system. Because this is just a small community. The free education is a small community. Even 1 egg per child per day, looking at what we produce. Let's go beyond the students and then look at how we can encourage, maybe subsidize eggs so that everybody can afford it. Every coop can eat 1 egg every day. Yes, in that case, our poultry farmers will be in a good business. But they have to also, reconsider their decision. When you are working for government institution, you should be prepared to give out your product on credit.
In other news this afternoon, Ghana's public debt stock is not going to take a nosedive anytime soon, as it is expected to hit 81.5% of gross domestic product by the end of this year. The IMF has revealed this in its April 2021 fiscal monitor. This means the country's debt will go above 300 billion Ghana cedis before the end of 2021. Yes, more.
Per the IMF data on low-income developing countries, Ghana's debt-to-GDP ratio will surge to 83.2% in 2022 and then further to 84.8%, 86% and 86.6% in 2023, 2024 and 2025 respectively. It will, however, drop slightly to 85.5% in 2026. This could possibly push the economy into a highly debt-distressed category, as majority of revenue will be used to service debt, leaving only small fiscal space. In sub-Saharan Africa, Zambia and Congo Republic are the only 2 countries that will record unsustainable debt levels. Africa debt to GDP will be 47.2% of GDP. Analysts and market watchers are worried about Ghana's rising debt, as there is a higher risk of default going forward. Ghana's total public debt stock reached an all-time high of 291.6 billion cedis in December 2020, approximately 76.1% of GDP, the Bank of Ghana said. According to the figures, external debt alone stood at 141.8 billion cedis, approximately $24.7 billion. This is also equivalent to 37% of GDP. The domestic debt was, however, slightly higher at 149.8 billion cedis at the end of 2020, about 39.1% of GDP. The financial sector debt also stood at 15.3 billion cedis in December 2020, but 100 million cedis lower from September 2020 data. This is, however, equivalent to 4% of GDP.
And there's more coming up at the top of the hour on the marketplace. Up next, sports. To stay tuned.
And in sports this afternoon, referees manager of the Ghana Football Association, Alex Kote, has revealed young referees unearthed from the association's Catch Them Young refereeing policy will officiate matches in the yet-to-be-launched Juvenile League. Mr. Kote believes that there are many young children who desire to venture into refereeing, and his outfit will harness their potential.
Initiative launched last year is to unearth young referees and groom them to become FIFA and CAF officials. Referees manager of the Ghana Football Association, Alex Kote, tells Joy Sports young referees discovered will officiate in the Juvenile League.
The FA will launch the juvenile tournament very soon. I'm sure maybe next week or so it will be launched. And then we would unveil everything. I mean, we want to try as much as possible to use these young boys and girls to officiate in the juvenile tournament. Okay, and so the preparations are going on. They are working very, very hard. I must commend the RFAs. I mean, they have worked very, very well for us. And if the tournament starts, you will see toddlers officiating in this under 17, under 15, and under 12 tournament. It's going to be awesome, and we all hope to see it launch, and then when the tournament itself starts, then we'll see how it goes. But let me say that Central Eastern region are far ahead of them.
The office of the referees manager has toured the country as they seek to harness the talents of these young referees.
And the president of the Ghana FA has rejected claims that players invited to the national team earned their place because of their affiliation with him. He says his players have always been part of the various teams representing the country, even when he was not GFA president.
It's totally wrong. Before I became the president of the FA, my players always represented Ghana when they are called up. In the last U20 before, the very bad one, that's U20, yeah. Dreams FC had 4 players in the squad. I was not the FA president. In this victorious team, I had 3 players in the squad and 3 of the very best. Yes, it's true. I am a big investor in football. I'm sure we also have 2, 3, 4, 5 big investors in the game. It's normal. But so long as I work in the football industry, football players are only selected from the football industry. And if it is that a Dreams FC player is good, a Dreams FC player will be selected. Yeah. If it is that an All Blacks player is good, the player from All Blacks will be selected. If it is that there's a good player in Yendi and is good, the player will be selected. At the end, the team that represented Ghana was very competitive. They dominated West Africa, they dominated Africa, and they are all Ghanaians.
Cut to Kriku, they're speaking with Gary L. Smith over the weekend, and that's it for sports. Now, Highlife greater Machidede has revealed his name, Abranteɛ, has had a positive impact on his life and physique. At age 63, the musician, who many say has refused to grow, equated his looks to the name Abranteɛ, which means gentleman. He also noted he is the first person to have introduced the wearing of tattered jeans in Ghana.
So do you think that the name Abranteɛ has had an effect on your life?
Serious. Serious. Wow. Serious, because you see, if they give you a name, Abranteɛ, you see, they have been giving me so many names. Yeah. Beginning, I don't think those days you were born or they were calling me expensive boy. Because I won't lie to you. Yeah. This type of jeans. Yeah. I don't think I have the album here. Okay. I can tell you that if not me, or if not I'm the first person to bring it to Ghana, okay, then maybe I must be too old. You see, I use it for this my album. This
type of jeans.
Yes, those days.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now it's coming back.
Yeah, but now it's coming back.
And the young ones.
So you see, if you want to maintain your name, you must always spend on it.
The reason why they call you
nothing comes easy. Yeah, so I always, dress like how everybody is dressing. Anyway, I'm simple, but
the gold and the everything, you seem to love it.
Oh yeah, right. I love it.
Is it because you are Abranteɛ? I think I should change my name to Ababawa.
That's better.
Ababawa.
Ababawa.
So that
Becky.
I'm always young.
Yeah.
That'll be all for Showbiz here on Joy News today. My name is Ababawa Becky. Well, this is it for this hour. I'm back at 3 p.m. with more on the Pulse. I'm Gifty Ando Apia. Log on to myjoyonline.com for more news. Grateful misled Energy Minister, Breed Power. Plant still in operation. February, saying that story at myjoyonline.com and others that you can click on and share with your contacts. And Charles Aite is standing by with Marketplace up next Tuesday.